Thank you, David, and thanks everyone for having me today. Is your mind smarter than your heart? Or is your heart smarter than your mind? As a child, I was very shy, socially awkward, and I was smart, number one in the class. So I hid behind my brain. In college, I studied engineering, mathematics, computer science. I continued to hide behind my brain. I was socially inadequate, awkward. In business, I started as a computer programmer, as a mathematician. I continued with the intelligence that I had, hiding behind my emotional ineptitudes. A couple of years after graduation, I discovered the Metaphysical Center of New Jersey. I took classes there. I learned about metaphysics, parapsychology, universal principles, the structure of life. And I said, oh, there's something more to life than an intellect. I want to read something to you. One of the wonderful books I read is called The Kybalion, K-Y-B-I-L-O-N. They had the principles of life. I'll read it from it. It's in the appendix of the book here. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. I said, oh yeah, I guess so. I'm eating a rock, which I consider the most inanimate object. It's made up of molecules and atoms. And in Physics 101, I learned that the electron goes around the proton. And then as a senior, you learned that that's wrong, it's electron clouds. I don't know what it is today. But everything vibrates, everything. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. Everything has its tide. All things rise and fall. The principle of polarity, which we'll talk about today. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. We can think of that anywhere. If we think of hot and cold, they seem to be opposites, apparent opposites, but yet they are just different poles on the same spectrum of temperature. Other examples of polarity, we see them in life everywhere, day and night, hot and cold, giving and receiving, left brain, right brain, mind and heart, yin and yang, make it happen, let it happen. These are all dualities of life that we see everywhere in nature. It's there that I learned that there's more to life than my intellect, that my heart matters, and that communications with people matter. And even when we make decisions, how often do we think about something, we go through the numbers and the linearity of the decision, but then we say, you know what, let me sleep on it for a couple of days. Let me go take a walk in the park. What are we doing? We're quieting the left brain or the mind and accessing our heart or our intuition. And then saying, what does that part of our system say? What does the other pole tell us? Do we still feel good about that decision? So the duality of life is so critically important. Now, what does all this have to do with today's work and why I'm here today? Well, I have understood that to be a good financial planner, it's not just about portfolio management or investments, okay? That might be the left brain, the mind part of it, which of course you need, but it's about relationship management. And these folks, your clients, of course, are putting their deepest trust in you, their life savings, their future. So relationship management is a very large part of what you do. And in fact, it's a large part of what we all do in any of our professions. So that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about some communications. We want to talk about interactions with folks. We want to talk about deep listening. We want to talk about authenticity. We want to talk about our self-assessment of what we're feeling so that we can express that to our clients, to ourselves, so that we can really understand both poles, the mind and the heart. Okay, so now, what does that have to do with improvisation? Okay.